Maharishi, would it be possible for you to give a lecture about the family structure?
Married life is a life of what? Joy in sacrifice. Joy in sacrifice. One enjoys foregoing one's desires for the desire of one's wife or one's husband. One forgoes one's desire for the desire of the other. And this is the life of union of the two. They are yet two, but they are in union with one another. And the bond of union is stronger when one respects the desire of the other in comparison to one's own desire. If one desires, whosoever desires first, yes should come from the second. Whosoever expresses his opinion, I would like to have that, the second should say, yes, of course, you should have that. And if you want to differ, bring the point of difference after 4 hours. But on the spot, always yes. And then the life will be increasingly joyful. Increasingly joyful. Because when we undertake to get the benefits of living together, one gives the benefit of one's life to the other gives benefit of his life to the one, like that. So it's a mutual benefiting effect. One benefits from the other mutually. And this is the basic cause of living together. Married life is a joy when one lives for the other. If one lives for oneself, then both live for themselves, and then one doesn't live for the other, then both want to derive maximum advantage from the other, and no one is ready to give, and everyone is ready to take. There is no one to give. And that's an end to that union. And when one is to give and the other is to give, both live on the level of giving, life is glorious. Always it is this giving. As long as giving dominates the interest of both, so long union gets more and more strong. And when one starts to refuse to give, and then he starts to take more and more and take more and more, the other gets tired of only losing, not gaining. So the formula of married life is live for the other. And living for the other, it's a very great art and science of increasing fulfillment in life. This tradition is coming on from all times, tradition of living together, because it is natural. Married life is a natural situation, but this natural structure of living two together is successful when one is to give on the level of giving, this structure of life is most rewarding. One lives for the other, one lives for the other. And from the moment one starts a little bit this way, and then the tension builds up. So instead of bond being strengthened, the bond expands and becomes weak, ceases to be intimate. So many men, they go out to work, and tired from the work they come home and they are afraid to ring the bell of home, because there is that complaint and that complaint and that complaint. And returning back home becomes a fearful struggle. Driving home should be a joy, more greater joy and greater joy. And when there are complaints ready at the door, one gets afraid. And this fear building up day after day and day after day and day after. The home ceases to be any attraction. And this is the worst thing that can happen to a married man. And therefore, it is in the interest of the wise to not launch complaints against complaints after complaints and complaints. And it is in the interest of man not to launch upon her complaints of his office and complaints of his work and failures of his business and all the tediousness of his friends. And don't bring the misery of the office home, and don't take the misery of the kitchen to living room. That's it. No. It's very important. Family life is a blissful life, but it becomes very undesirable in the absence of raised level of consciousness. When one looks only so much and so much and so much, one keeps his office or his business all the time in the mind and heart. This is looking so much only. And that tires the wife. And complaints from wife, this and this and this, tires the husband. No. If you have some tedious things to meet in the office, meditate and go to office with more increased efficiency, handle those things more efficiently. But don't bring that to the ears and heart of the wife. Otherwise it's balanced state of life. This is a life of sacrifice. One sacrifices one's wishes for the other, and then the bond of family life is rewarding. It's very rewarding, it's very fulfilling. Otherwise, if you can't live for the other, if you want to live for yourself, have a recluse way of life. Very important.